and it's saying it's some kind of empirical thing.
Why don't y'all go do the test and then you can refute him?
Well, because now he's saying that we see in perfectly straight lines, which is not. In his model, we see in the curved path of light. So
if you
doing a test with a theodolite over 6 miles is futile.
he's looking, and your vision bends just like a laser does in their model.
An auto level, not a theodolite.
Okay, what is an auto level?
I explained it here just a bit ago with my.
I heard crosshair. I heard crosshair on it. Does the auto level have a crosshair?
Right the hand. I told you.
Well, look, does it have a crosshair? Because look, does the auto level have a crosshair? I know you're upset because I'm very good at beating you in debate.
All right, we can't hear.
He said it's a scope with the crosshair, and then he pointed at one direction.
Yeah, that's a visual. So in their model, the light curves down. So all his so this is where we need. This is what flat Earth data is trying to say. He's trying to make it seem like he's using some empirical measurement. But if you're looking at something a mile away with a crosshair, it's a tree. The crosshair will be as big as the tree. How are you going to center that up?
That's
your margin of error grows and grows.
The crosshairs inside the optics are very thin. At 6 miles, the crosshair only covers about 2 inches worth of vertical.
You got it.
6 miles.
6 miles. Yeah. Okay. That's you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, George.
So
you ever been hunting with a rifle?
Your measurements are contingent on the assumptions for light and optics, right?
You have to remember, these are precision pieces of equipment. This isn't like your P900 or some telescope. The crosshairs are very thinly
etched. George, for a rifle.
The optics, they do not change thickness with position. At 6 miles, the thickness of a crosshair in the optics of an auto level only covers up about 2 inches over 6 miles.
How thick is the
crosshairs are very thinly
George,
etched.
for a rifle.
The optics, they do not change thickness with position. At 6 miles, the thickness of a crosshair in the optics of an auto level only covers up about 2 inches over 6 miles.
How thick is in the crosshair? How thick is the crosshair that you're looking at? A millimeter? Half a millimeter? What's the thickness of the crosshair?
Very thin.
Well, give me a number, George, because I'm going to. Well, then I need some math on this, because if you're going to say that at 6 miles, hold on, let me finish.
6 miles,
but let me finish. Come on, George, come on.
You can view an image in the distance in the scope of an auto level and see that the thickness of the crosshair only covers about 2 inches of what you're looking at in 6 miles.
Okay, try not to interrupt me when I'm speaking now. So what I'm saying is, when I look at something, oh my fucking hell. Okay, when I'm looking at something,
go fucking hell. Get out of here.
Right, come on.
I'm not going to answer your question.
Oh, my word. Are you done, child?
Right the hand. You just gotta let him speak.
Yeah.
Though,
okay.
They
I'm letting him.
Standard, right?
Yeah. Right. So the idea that when you're looking through a crosshair, right now, if you can see the crosshair, right now, the crosshair is not changing sizes as you start looking in the distance, but things that are in the distance are getting smaller. Now, when I ask George, how thick is this line? Because I know at a certain distance, I can draw a line that is the thickness that he tells me, and I can find out exactly how much of an object is blocked. And it's going to be more than 2 inches, okay? Because 2 inches is microscopically small at 6 miles. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to see a line that was that thick.
You want to see an image through my auto level that I've taken at 6 miles? You can see that the thickness of the crosshair covers very, very little of the objects at 6 miles.
Okay, yeah. Let's see these 2 inches at 6 miles that you can distinguish a line that is blocking 2 inches of an object. Do you know how far George? Do you know how far 6 miles is? You're telling me you can see 2 inches? That's like hold on. That's like reading an eye chart.
Get on with the picture, George.
George,
don't stop. Don't mute yourself, George, and get the picture. Don't listen.
It's a pointless kind of reasoning. Right? There's videos you can look at.
The letters.
Compare it. So, what is your point here?
The letters on a eye chart are 2 inches. Okay. Now you're telling me. Okay, hold on. Don't interrupt. But don't interrupt.
No.
My point is, let me speak.
Are you telling him that the device isn't capable of doing what he says?
You seem. Are you? Oh, is this Negator? Here he is. Oh, I knew George's white knight. I knew some white knight was going to come in and interrupt me.
Well, because you're wasting everybody's time.
Are
with
you gonna?
Okay.
Okay,
now,
so
tell us,
so you decided to just come in. You decided to just come in and interrupt me during my conversation. I was trying to explain something. Okay. So is it because I was destroying George?
A minute ago, you said you didn't even know how these devices
Are you
work.
gonna? Okay. Are you gonna let me speak? Is that? Are you gonna just keep?
Yeah.
Keep
are you gonna have something
me?
relevant to say?
Are you gonna? Are you just? Okay. Can you like give me some time to speak, please? Be civil. Or why are you so triggered? Okay, so stop talking. But are you gonna let me? Why are you talking right now?
Well, because
I don't understand why you're talking. Hello. I'm waiting.
Hello.
I'm waiting
I just put an image.
Can I not? Okay.
Put an image up in chat. Looking through my auto level, you're looking at a target 6 miles away. That target is roughly
okay. Can
little
somebody
over
not
one.
George, we heard you. Can I get my point out though? I'm just wondering if I can just get without negate or con talking.
The crosshairs are 10, bro. Look,
okay. This hear me out. Hear me out. This is all I'm saying. 2 inches. He says it will block 2 inches. Okay. Now 2 inches is the size of a letter on an eye chart. Now, if George is telling me that he can read 2 inches or an eye chart from 6 miles away through his thing, I would love to see that.
Yes, it's 30x magnification. Auto level has 30 times magnification. It's
30 times. Wow, that's less than a P900.
George and them, they all use optics. You're right about that. They all use optics, dude.
This guy thinks he can read 2 inches at 6 miles.
Do you see the image in chat? Do you see the image in chat? Do you see
George,
the
I don't need to look. Yeah, I know how big 2 inches is going to be at 6 miles, and you're not going to be able to see a line that is that thin.
I'll tell you that. Point? Can you tell us what your point is?
Okay, yeah, I'll tell your point. Here's the point. Maybe you didn't understand it. Draw something that's 2 inches wide. Okay, draw a 2x2 box. Okay, now walk 6 miles away and tell me if you can see it in any capacity to know if this line that is on his thing is blocking it or an inch to the left or an inch to the right.
That image, that target is 15 inches. That white target that you see in the distance is 15 inches top to bottom. Compare it to the thickness of the crosshair.
Yeah, George, that's like going to be a little bit more. That's like a third of it, a fifth of it. You're looking at like 5 inches, 4 inches, and even then, I'd still like to verify these.
Why don't you go do the observation yourself and see what you get?
It's not taking up a third of that target.
What he needs to do is talk about surveying. He needs to do like me and Rocky set out a tangent line and use 5 or 6 stakes.
George, what is that white thing in the picture?
Left lane. Have you ever done an observation through an auto level?
Yes, I have.
Over 6 miles, sir?
Negative.
Bro, what he's saying is that he can put a center mass scope on bro, snipers, the longest snipe is like a mile, right? Mile and a half. You're telling me you can center mass with a crosshair on a target 15 inches from 6 miles?
Yes.
Come on, George.
Yes.
Is that okay, man? Then okay. All right.
You can do it with tank guns. I don't know why we can't do it with this one. It's the same type of sight.
Have you ever done an observation over 6 miles?
I have, Rakia.
Have you?
I have.
Okay, congratulations.
Yep. And the bottom line is, yes, you can. And all you're doing is measuring a vertical angle. All right. This line of
see the trees, maybe.
It's a waste of time.
Gator, there?
Yeah, what's up?
Was I that unclear in the description is how ice forms on a lake that they actually thought I was saying that the ice forms at the bottom of the lake?
You said bottom down several times early on, but they misinterpreted it and doubled down on the silliness. You may have misspoken once, but early on you definitely said from the bottom down.
Refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom.
Refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom.
refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom. Yeah. Because it was so hard with what's his name, Flat Earth Data, and Right the Hand talking over me. I was trying to tell him. I see Ranty didn't post that part of the show yet, or if he's going to, because I want to listen to it, because I was sure I was saying that ice initially forms on the surface of the water, and then as winter goes on and the temperatures get colder, the ice grows from the bottom of the ice downward towards the bottom of the lake. They interpreted that as meaning growing at the bottom of the lake. I'm not quite getting. I guess they probably just heard what they wanted to hear.
Refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom.
Refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom.
Refrigeration.
Wrong. No, see, this shows how little you know. Ice on a lake always freezes from the bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Especially when they want to, when they want to earn a quick point, it doesn't ultimately mean anything. They'll it's like a dog with a bone. They think they're onto something. Yep. That's just what irritated me so much. I don't even think Right the Hand is a, there's that screenshot of him saying he's not a flat earther out there. He's an agitator. That's what.
Well, that's why I don't talk to him. I mean, he's not a normal, well-adjusted man. I mean, you look at some of his videos, like him screaming at that elderly woman in that store and stuff. I mean, this guy has psychological problems. Yeah. So in the chat there, I assume you're talking to Right the Hand. I have him blocked now. I just don't want to listen to him anymore. It's just so much nonsense.
Yeah. I guess that's, anytime I go in a conversation with him, I try to remember that the topic you're talking about is not worth, it's not a rational back and forth. He's out to score a point in a semantic or a pedantic manner.
Yeah, I mean, what he's done is he's adopted Riley's technique of twisting words and getting into word definitions from the dictionary and stuff, and trying to just argue for argument's sake, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of came in hot and heavy about, what does it matter how much of this Crosshair is covered? Doesn't make it less accurate.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want to admit that the test is valid and makes no assumptions as to the nature or the shape of the Earth, that the measurements or technique is totally unbiased as to the shape of the Earth. And once you make your measurements, then you try to see what shape of the Earth best fits the data. And you see that, as Walter Bislin did, that flat Earth surface does not fit the measurements whatsoever. But if you introduce a curved Earth at 8 miles per inches squared, it fits quite nicely.